Good morning, baby girl. Happy Monday. I hope you had a really good weekend because I did. So, before I get started with work today, I just really wanted to come quickly and share with you what God gave to me this weekend. It was fun, it was powerful, it was unique, and I hope you can kind of get the gist of what I was given because was so it was so enduring. I just can't stop thinking about it. And so on Saturday, I had a really quick vision. It may sound long, but it was actually really quick, right? And so the vision was simply this. I was, with a colleague, and where we are, we do a lot of outreaches. But this particular outreach that she was going to conduct was going to be on a Sunday. And I told her, she wanted me to be a part of it, and she wanted me to bring particular things. And I was like, dear, I don't do Sundays. I'm so sorry. If it was a Saturday, I would jump right on it. But Sundays I don't do. But you can have whatever it is that you need for your outreach. Just come by my house and pick it up on Saturday so you can be prepared for Sunday. And so she was trying to convince me, but I was very firm with no. And so she ended up coming to my house on Saturday and picking up the products. But before she left, she said, Tiff, are you sure you don't want to come? It's going to be so many guys out there. So many men are going to show up, and you can meet your king out there. And I heard that your ex is going to be there. He's going to be there. And I'm like, I don't care if he going to be there and his whole family. I ain't coming, But she can just, was just really persistent with, you should go because of him. And I said, sweetheart, he's not the one. There's one that's greater coming after him. That's after him. There's another one that's greater. He's not the one. And it was like I quoted Matthew 3:11. And this is where everybody thought like John was like the savior. And he is like, no, I'm not the one. Like, I baptize you with water, but there's one coming after me that's greater. I'm not it. And he was very clear on that. And so he was letting, people know, like, no, there's one that's coming that's greater. Jesus, when he comes, he's going to baptize you by fire. He's going to baptize you by something greater than what I could baptize you with. I'm not it. I'm not him. And I felt, and I just laughed about it when I said it, because I'm like, that was just weird. I don't even talk like that. So I know that's the Lord when stuff like that happens. But I knew that, he wasn't it. There's one that's coming after him that's greater. There's one that's coming that's greater. And I just remember saying that. And when I kind of, was done with the vision, I was like, oh my God, who said that? I couldn't remember. And I'm looking in the Bible, and I finally found it. And of course, again, I found it in Matthew chapter 3, verse 11, where John the Baptist is saying, like, I'm not the Savior. I'm not him. I'm not the one that was prophesied. I'm not who you're looking for. I will baptize you with water, but there's one that's coming after me that's greater. There's another one that's coming. And when he comes, he's going to baptize you with something totally different. He's going to give you something totally different that I can't give you. And it was so powerful because I believe that the Lord was saying, like, don't, we all know this. Don't look back. Don't go backwards. But it's another one that's coming that's greater. It's another person that's coming that's greater than what you see. You think what you see is great. They seem great, but you know that there are red flags. You know that they're red flags. You know that this person is not it. They might have potential. They might have whatever it is you think you're looking for, but God knows best. And there's another one that's coming that's greater. there's another opportunity that's coming that's greater. You didn't miss out on, you know, anything by not, you know, you know, moving forward with some crazy, you know, scheme that somebody came up with. You know what I mean? Like, it's another one that's coming. It's another opportunity that's coming that's greater. And you're going to know, because it's going to come with the fire of the Lord. It's going to come with so much clarity and so much, like, you can't resist it. You know what I mean? When Jesus came, you couldn't resist his message. You couldn't resist his presence. You couldn't resist it. And he's going to give you something that's going to be almost irresistible. Like, you can't, like, you know what I'm saying, pry yourself away from it. And so it's another one that's coming. And another one, the one that's coming is going to be so much greater than what you see. Don't, you know, just settle where you are. Don't give up on, well, that's it for me, and I'm just gonna have to, it is what it is. It's not so. The Lord is saying it's another one that's coming, and it's gonna be the real deal. It's gonna be it. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be everything that you're looking for. So don't look for what you think is it's gonna be. It's not gonna come packaged the way you think it's gonna look. When Jesus came, this was what the Holy Spirit revealed, was Jesus was already on the scene. He was already born at this point. This man was already working with his father. He was already, you know, in the synagogue. Like, people knew who this guy was, right? So it's not like he was, you know, just, you know, nobody knew. It's just nobody liked the package. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but at that point, you know, John knew it's another one that's coming that's greater. It's one mightier than me, you know. And I like the way he didn't like take the bait, you know, and, you know, hear the applause and people feel like he was the one, and he was, you know, getting confused, thinking like, maybe I am. He was very sure of the fact that, no, I know who I'm talking about. I know who I've been preaching was gonna come. I know what I know, and I'm not gonna let anybody, you know, make me change my message. You know what I mean? And make me, you know, think I'm bigger than what I am, and, you know, let the applause and all this other stuff change who I know I am and what my mission in life is. You know what I mean? And so he was quite sure about it. Like, I know I'm good. Matter of fact, I know I'm great. But it's somebody else that's coming that's greater than me. And it was so funny because he didn't even know it was Jesus, his own cousin. And so I just thought that was so like amazing, because I feel like, you know, God is saying who is meant for you and what is meant for you is already there. It's already there. It's nothing being reinvented, recreated, it's there. The person is there. The opportunity is there. The need is there. The money is there. The house is there. The whatever it is right now in this season that God has for you, it's already available. It's not being built. It's not being thought about. It's already here. That makes sense. It's already here. And now It just has to come. John says, one that's coming that's mightier. It's one that's coming that's greater. I know I'm here and I look great. And I know I'm talking powerful, and I know I got all this going on with me, but I ain't the one. It's one that's coming. So I just wanted to let you know it's one that's coming. It's something coming that's greater than where you are. It's greater than what you're thinking about. It's greater than what you see. It's greater. The opportunity is greater. The money is greater. The person is greater. The life you're going to live is greater than the one that you have now. Don't settle. Don't get confused and think that the guy down the hall is the greatest. He's not. It's one that's coming that's greater. The one that you see at your job and you thinking he's great, he's not. It's one that's coming that's greater, and you have to believe that. The little penny ante job offer that offered you $1 more than what you're making now, it's not it. It's one that's coming that's greater, and it's gonna offer you hundreds more, and not, something that is going to eat up your gas money. Like, what is $1 or $2 going to do but eat up your gas money, right? It's one that's coming that's greater. And it's always a fake. It's always, and I'm not saying John was a fake, don't say that, but it's always one that comes that appears to be the right one. That appears to be it, and it's not it. It's not it, And so wherever you are right now, and whatever you're looking to do, or what, for God to do in your life and to bring you, whether he wants to bring you, a better house, a better job, a better relationship, or whatever it is, trust me, it's one that's coming that's greater. And you're gonna know it. You're gonna know it. There's not going to be any confusion about it, because what's going to happen is it's going to give you a quick transition. It's going to be a quick transition. God has been speaking to me crazy about quick transitions. And what I mean by that is this, and I'm talking too much because I didn't plan on talking this long, but what I mean by that is this. The quick transition, I've been praying about quick transitions over the last week, and God put it in my spirit to pray about quick transitions. And so when you look at, and I started with the life of Joseph. In the life of Joseph, we always say Joseph went from the pit to the palace really quickly, right? But it was an appointed time that God had to do a quick transition. When he translated the king's dream, that was his bail. That bailed him out of jail. And it gave him a position, and it was a turnaround just like that. It was overnight, to where no one else could do what Joseph did. No one else could interpret that dream. And he had so many people in a whole country, nobody could interpret that dream. It wasn't meant for anybody to interpret the dream. So what God has for us coming, like nobody else can do with you. It's assigned to you. When you look at David, nobody else in that army, in the whole country, could slay Goliath. But a little boy. You had all these grown men, everybody who was, trained, proficient, had tactics and techniques and all kind of stuff. And here was this little shepherd boy that took a sling, shot in a rock, and killed a giant. And overnight, he was rewarded and transitioned. Just like that. That Goliath was assigned to him. That dream was assigned to Joseph. When you look at Esther was, I mean, like, come on, young virgin. Wasn't thinking about being a princess. Wasn't thinking about being a queen. Wasn't thinking about, you know what I'm saying? And one day, she had a quick transition. Now, although she went through a process for a year of getting ready to just go on a date with the king, right? She went on one date with the king. One date, and she was quickly transitioned. One date. One date, she was assigned that position. You know? And overnight, the king was like, I don't want to go on no other date. I don't want to see any other virgins you got in that chamber. I already made my choice. And overnight, she was quickly transitioned from being, you know, just this poor young virgin who lost her parents and just trying to find her way and make her way in the world to being a queen. Look at Ruth. Ruth lost everything. She lost her husband. It was a famine in the land. They didn't know how they were going to eat. And she ain't had nowhere to go. Yeah, she could have went back home, but she was like, you know what? I can't let my mother-in-law journey by herself and be by. I got to at least make sure she's, look, I'm just going to go with you. I don't know where we're going, but wherever you go, I'm going to go. Because I'm going to take care of you. And God ended up taking care of her. She got there, and Boaz saw her in the field and was like, who is that? Leave some extra for her. You know? It was so funny because the Lord showed me how so many people would have gotten offended if it was something nowadays, what Ruth did back then. If she would have did it today, most men of God would have been offended and would have made her seem like she was some hoe. I'm serious. Because she was like laying at his feet, offering herself basically, you know, and he's like, yo, no, it ain't even that kind of party. I just wanted to, you know, have a little coffee and, you know, tea and stuff. But he was like, look, I just look, go give your mother-in-law this gift. Take this, you know, and we'll talk, you know, and he could have been offended by what she was instructed to do. But he wasn't. And he knew, she don't know me. She don't know no better. I don't think she meant any harm. And so he wasn't offended. And that man, you know, ended up marrying her. And her life quickly transitioned because she made a decision to go with her mother-in-law to a place that she wasn't familiar and go to work, you know, to make sure that they both ate and that they were gonna live. And God blessed her, and she was quickly transitioned to, you know, this man's wife who owned so much. And now, you know, she was a joint owner in it now. It belonged to her when she had nothing. Before, it was a quick transition. And all of them had other lives, but it was something else that was coming that was greater. You know? It was something else that was coming that was greater. You know, they had husbands. Yeah, there's another one that was coming that was greater. You know? And so God was showing me how it's going to be some quick transitions, and you have to pray for these quick transitions to happen. But it's going to take you not being offended by things, not being afraid to work, not being afraid to leave what you know to go where God is telling you to go, and to not be afraid to stand before, you know, big people and deliver what God is telling you to deliver. But I just thought it was such a powerful week in itself, but it kind of capped off the weekend when, you know, God said, you know, it's somebody greater that's coming. It's greater things that's coming. There's some people that wasted our time. It's a lot of people that wasted our time, whether we dated them, whether we tried to work with them, they wasted our time, whether we tried to help them in any kind of way, they wasted our time. It was on purpose. It was a delay. It was some type of, trying to get us off of what God really has for us. But God said, no, no, I'm going to quickly transition my children, and there's something greater and mightier that's coming than this. So get ready, get ready, get ready. In the great words of our beloved Bishop T.D. Jakes, get ready, because what's coming is going to be mightier. It's going to be more powerful. It's going to be greater. And you're not going to be able to resist it, okay? So I love you. I hope this blessed you. I'm sorry it took so long, but I just wanted you to know all that God was doing, all that he was showing me, all that I had been praying about for God's people, because it's another one that's coming that's greater. It's coming. It's coming. And I need you to believe that, okay? So again, I love you. I hope this blessed you. And if I don't come back today with another word from the Lord, I'm going to come back later. Bye.